Hey guys, Nebris here. Welcome back to another episode of CrackPack. I've been a little bit busy over the last weekend doing tons of crazy stuff. For starters, I've gone ahead and made 64 of each of these and mined a whole bunch of Skystone out. We're going to be doing a bit of catch up on what I've done, and then maybe we'll get to some applied energistics placement. But before we do that, catch up time. So I moved these guys over here. They were on the other side, and they're not anymore because I have placed over here an Agricraft setup. Ooh. 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 Is that full? That's full. Should probably turn this off. I'll just take all these free levels. Lots of free levels. Alright, let's slow down, protection, haste. I hate to waste it on unbreaking, but what else is there to waste it on? Unbreaking it is. Oh, there's a repair too. Oh, I should have done that. Oh well. I'll do that with the next batch. In fact, I might even get a next batch. I don't know if it's a level 31 or not. It might be. No, I'm short. That's okay. I've been doing Agricraft. So what I have, let's go over here. Check this out first. Right here, next to my aqueous accumulator, I have a tesseract. This feeds into that. It's very hard to see because there's a wall in the way. This guy is set to the same frequency, just a water frequency. I'm using frequencies 1 and 2, like I'm the only person on this server. Eventually I'm going to change this to be, like Nebris will be all the frequencies that start with 100. And I guess maybe someone else will be all the ones that start with 200, etc., etc. So yeah, this is pumping water into these wooden water tanks, which go into an irrigation channel, which, when you have a sprinkler on, makes a cool little... Oh god, it turned black. There was a lot of debris and dirt that had settled at the bottom of this, and it was very dirty water, and I'm glad to have gotten that out of there. I have no idea why it did that. So this thing has a range of 7x7. And as you can see, this is the pattern I've gone ahead and placed these down in so that I can actually do 4 of these at a time. Give myself some crop sticks. I have 4 growing areas. Each of these actually has, space underneath for me to put ores and stuff for when I grow the ore-based guys. Oh yeah, I made an angel ring. I nearly blew myself up making this, but I made it so that when I was just, hovering around, you guys don't hear this all the time. I bet you guys love that sound, don't you? Don't ya? Alrighty. So yeah, there's that. I've actually gone ahead and did plenty of breeding, and this is what I got. I've got all these basic ones. I think these are the vanilla growables, if you will. Then once you finish these, you can get onto these guys, all the flowers and stuff. And then finally, you get onto these awesome, very time-consuming plants. And I've finally finished growing them all. Fun fact, it's actually very hard to get enough platinum. You have to grow them on shiny ores, and these things are very difficult to find. I've only ever found a few of them. These things I did not find naturally. So normally, like, you'd go in here, go to NEI, click R to do that, and you'd see, oh, if I want any of these things, I'm going to have to go into the nether and find nether platinum ores, or get a frickin' MFR laser drill if I ever want to get one of these. Because they are super rare. Like, you could fly around the nether for hours and maybe find 1 or 2, if you're lucky. How did I get 10 of these? Well, I was a clever guy, and I listened to you guys, and I made an ore sheep. And I put this ore sheep in the auto spawner, and a bunch of crazy shit happened. The ore sheep does not get along with the auto spawner. It will randomly spawn various different kinds of ore sheep, and some of them are really ridiculous. For instance, I had an ore sheep that was made out of this item. Like, when you sheared it, you would get Eyes of the Ancients. Yeah, that's a very weird ore sheep. But thankfully, I did get this guy. Check him out. It's a Nether Platinum ore sheep. I spawned a few exact copies of those. I sheared them. I killed them after I sheared them. And that's where I got these guys. And I think other people are probably going to want these shiny ores, the blocks, and I might pretty much have the only way to get them. Although they could always, do the same thing and get an ore sheep, put it in the auto spawner, and hope that this is one that gets spawned. But I don't know, it's very unlikely, and I've got a truly rare thing there, and I might be selling that to other people for their rare stuff, or at least trading them the end results. So anywho, I went ahead. I wanted to do lots of applied energistics today, but in order to do any of that, I needed diamonds. So this whole Agricraft thing was about getting Dimalia seeds. Dahlia? I don't know. So I did that. I made 50 some of them, and I went ahead and made a Dahlia farm of justice. That also required, a bunch of diamond ore, but this is easy enough to find. Just spend an hour down there with a silk touch pick, and you can come out with plenty of diamond ore. But I wanted a more reliable source of it, so I didn't have to go caving all the time. So yeah, here we go. We've got a 7x7 thing in case I wanted to put a sprinkler above it. I ended up not doing that, but that's okay. This thing picks it. This guy collects the diamond nuggets and cyclically assembles it into 16 stacks of diamond. Yes, I've had this running for about a day now, and that's how many stacks of diamonds I have gotten from this. Pretty happy with this design. These diamonds have been very useful in securing these, the things that diamonds are used for. Let's actually go through that list. Diamond, click somewhere else, click you. Yeah, I'm going to be using a lot of these diamonds in the future. What is this? Interdiction torch. Ice Mage's Rod of Justice. What is this? Machine Infuser. I've really got to get started in RF tools. There's some pretty cool stuff you can do with them. What is this? Infused diamond. Oh, that's the dimensional shard stuff. Yeah, so anyway, I've got diamonds secured. And yeah, I can start doing applied energistic stuff. But before we make any of the machines and whatnot, let me show you guys where it's all going to go. Whoop. Hey, we're back at our awesome mountain base of justice. And as you can see from the mini-map, I've been busy. Yep. Come over here and you will see pretty much nothing. Other than a few torches placed down at particular spots. Just to show you guys I've been busy. I've actually dug out the rooms behind here, and this is the design we're going to end up going with. So, the two separate entrances, and then a bit of a dip down, so I have more vertical room. I'm probably going to need it. So right here, I'm going to make a machine, what's it? So, applied energistics. There we go. What does it include? Okay, when applied. So I have to actually type applied E. I could really probably just do this. EDE. Nope. What's doing this? Installed. Applied. IEDE. There we go. This is probably the simplest way to do it. To get started, you need a machine called... Well, we've already seen to get started, but to get an ME system started, you need the glowy fun time rave block. Where is it? There it is. ME controller. It's not glowy fun time ravey mode in NEI, but you need one of these, and each face can support a number of channels on each side, so you're probably going to need more than one of these. I'm actually going to make 16, and I'm going to have them in a 5x5 right here, like so. Like this. 5x5. This is going to be my ME Rave Machine of Justice. Actually, I might, instead of sloping down, I might do what I did up here. Yeah, I'm almost certainly going to do what I did up there. So yeah, each face can support, I think, 32 channels. So I'm going to have one that comes down here, and then directly I'm basically going to have 5 different dense cables come down here. And from here, they're going to branch off in several different directions. The ones on the far side are going to branch out into this room, and the one on this far side is going to branch out into that room. We'll go over those rooms later. The 2 middle ones are going to come to here and here, and I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to have an elevator here. I'm probably going to do that later today, probably. And the middle one is going to go in the far room over here. So what are these rooms? This main room here is just going to be item storage. So I'm going to have like either a bunch of caches or deep storage units running along here. Underneath, I'm going to have storage buses, and towards the sides, I'm going to have the thing that populates the caches and whatnot. Probably impulse item ducts. So I'm going to have one row here and one row here. Each of these will have just enough memory space, if that's what you want to call it, from each line, channel space, because applied energistics is complicated like that. Over in this room is going to be my closed server farm. On this side, I'm going to have the processing units. On this side, I'm going to have the molecular assemblers, and right in the middle, I'm just going to have a few of the ME drives. Actually, probably more than a few. And I'm going to sort of do stuff to this room to make it look like it's being cooled. If we go to factory blocks from chisel, maybe not factory blocks, chisel. Yeah, I always make that mistake. One of these blocks has a fan in it, and fans are just perfect for server rooms. It's kind of their thing. It's a block of iron? No. Is it laboratory block? Vents? Actually, I might end up going with this. I was thinking of something else. This guy. These guys, rather. There's a malfunctioning, and then there's a fast one. I don't know which one I'll do. Technical blocks, I think they're called. How does one make one? Nope. Yep. Scaffold. Technical scaffold of justice. Okay, they're kind of expensive, but I'll put them in here, and we'll have a cool server room of justice. Over here is going to be my auto or item or applied energistics item processing spot. Hello, rain. I need to put something down so this whole place doesn't get flooded. Don't you wish the game kind of worked like... Well, aren't you glad the game doesn't work like that, I should say. So here is going to be my gear auto crafting setup. Unless, of course, you can do this somehow. Could you do it in an induction smelter? For some reason, I think you can. I don't know why. Let's not do it like that. Invar? If I click on the Invar and go to, okay, induction smelter recipes, and I click on this arrow, I think it would be cool if you could put thermal expansion, whatchamacallits, casts in here and use this as a gear casting thing, but apparently you can't do that, which is a shame. So I'm just gonna have to have a smeltery right here that specializes in making gears of justice. I'm gonna need a spot for making all of the inscribers. So I'm gonna have these advanced inscribers. I'm gonna put them here so I can make all of the gosh, what are they called? IEDE processors? Yeah. So I can make processors. Over here, in addition to that, I'm also going to need an applied energistics. I'm going to need a crystal growth accelerator type thing. There's a better version of that than this guy. Like one that does it automatically. In fact, I think I've already made it. And a charger. So I'm going to have to put those two things right here. And finally, on this wall, we're going to have the sort of thermal expansion auto crafting. This will be an induction smelter, pulverizer, redstone furnace. And I'm going to have this cool little magma crucible, whatchamacallit. My brain is completely blanking right now. Fluid transposer setup. So basically you're going to send what you want. Let's say you want a bucket of Enderium. You're going to send ender pearls and a bucket into one chest. The bucket will go into the fluid transposer. The ender pearls will go into the magma crucible, which will produce liquid Enderium, which will flow into the fluid transposer, and then everything will be outputted from the fluid transposer, I guess. So yeah, that'll be fun. Now over here is going to be some more cool stuff. I'm going to have basically one of the things. Let's actually we'll talk about that later. First, I'm going to have a cobbleworks set up. Now it's not going to be a super fancy cobbleworks. I think I just want to do cobble. Yeah, I just want to do cobblestone, dirt. Not dirt, just cobblestone, sand, gravel, and maybe glass, and maybe other things. I really don't know. It doesn't need to be too complicated. So I'll have that set up here. It'll be super simple. I think I might also have a glacial precipitator making snowballs and ice for me. Or maybe just snowballs, because I know I'll need snowballs to make gelid cryothium. I still haven't figured out which one it is, so I'm going to say both each time, so I can't be wrong. Or I'll be wrong every time. I don't know. I don't know how that works. So yeah, we'll have, a cobbleworks, and then, one of the lines the cobbleworks will put things into DSUs, and the DSUs will hold all the cobbleworks output, so I can just mass produce them with no problem. Another thing I need to do is something called fluid storage. I want to make drums of bedrocky. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I'm going to need a space. It might be here. It might be elsewhere, but for compressed cobblestone, Now that I think about it, it's probably going to be elsewhere because I don't have room for it here. Unless I put it like right... I could put it on the ceiling maybe? I don't know. That would be weird. I'll figure it out. But yeah, that'll be fun. So a compressed cobblestone generation area. I'll probably also need to make a scrap producer at some point, but that's way down the road when we get into industrial craft. So I want to do a fluid storage thing, and the reason I was thinking of that is because there are drums in this game, and the best drum is the bedrockium drum, which requires bedrockium, which requires the compressed cobblestone. So I'm going to have a bedrockium drum for, like water, lava, essence. Trying to think of other liquids I might need, oil, rocket fuel, etc. I'm just going to have them here, and I'm going to have I don't know if I can put them into the applied energistic system. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. I hit F11 instead of backspace, and that, screen capture devices do not like it when you change your resolution while you're playing with them. So yes, what was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna have fluid storage set up. I don't think I can get it in applied energistics. I don't know if we have extra cells or not. We do. Huh. Blast resistant ME drive. Ooh. Fluid interface. Fluid assembler. I might. Walrus? So yeah, I might have to rethink whether or not I want to use bedrock drums. Fluid terminal. Ooh. That would be cool. I'm just thinking of all these cool things I might be able to do. And I don't know how this is going to work. So yeah, I'll have fluid storage over here probably. Now on this side, I'm going to have something different. I'm going to have, let's call it Ender chest? Ender space chest? This thing. So I've made one of these already. Basically what I want is a system that takes all the items. I'm just going to have a series of ender chests. The first ender chest is going to take out all of the things that I think it'll start over here. And if you're, no, it won't start over there. It'll start over here. It'll probably be red, white, white. It'll come through here. And if it should go into a furnace, it'll go into the furnace. If it should go into a pulverizer, it'll go into a pulverizer, etc., etc. And if it shouldn't go into any of those things, it'll pass through the next segment. The next segment will be into these deep storage areas. So if it belongs in deep storage, a deep storage unit or a cache or whatever, it'll come through here. It'll be put into one of the caches in one of these areas, and we'll forget about it. If it doesn't go into any of those, it's going to come down here and then go through a mod with a D, a mod sorting pipe. Mod sorting pipe. And it'll go through all my chests. So yeah, I'll have like 7 diamond chests here. And if it belongs to like a mod that's supposed to be in one of those chests, or if the item matches, if the mod type of an item matches the mod type of anything within a chest, it will put that item in that chest. Unless the chest is empty, and then it will always put the item in the chest. And if it fails that, it's going to go through one final thing where it either gets sent to the trash or into the ME system. So that is sort of the plan with what we're going to do for logic pipes. I think that's what it's for. Oh, no. Open Alexica Britannia. I was way off. I thought he was starting logistics pipes. as I'm doing applied energistics, and I was about to criticize him. So anywho, that's basically what the plan is for our AE system. But we aren't even close to being able to implement it. We just have the room. We have the room to get started on implementing it. But I think it's going to be a high priority thing to implement, because once I have AE down, I can really start moving into this base and start using it for its intended purposes. Huh. I just noticed that this sort of 5x5 area here is perfectly aligned with this guy. I love it when that happens. So yeah, that's the plan. And I think I've done a lot of rambling this episode, so I don't even know if we're going to get started on implementing the plan. But again, it's going to be our top priority, because I really want to get started on implementing this. As for this little room here, it's not really a room. It's just sort of a empty space that I thought I was going to need, but I really didn't. Between these two spaces, that's why there's a little gap here, and I just didn't go from one room to the next. I don't regret it. I can probably do some cool things in here that I might not otherwise be able to do, like escape. There we go. These are basically going to be access panels, or not access panels. They're going to be panels of some sort, if I could spell panel correctly. Ooh, those are cool. Yeah. Nope. Typed in panel, or typed in the U. So I'm going to have a fluid terminals. Terminals is the word I'm looking for. ME terminal, ME crafting terminal, gas storage. Ooh. And a bunch of storage monitors up here that I can click and get items from, like I have in my base. They sort of function as barrels, but they don't actually store anything. They just link to the system that stores it. So yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. We might be implementing the system that I just described today, or we might be doing something else entirely. I don't know. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.